The following is a presentation of Prime Sports.
So long as water moves, so long as fins press against it, so long as weather changes and men are fallible, fish will remain in some measure unpredictable. And so long as there is unpredictability, there will be luck, both good and bad.
Hi, welcome to Fly Fishing Northwest. I'm Pete Van Gytenbeek, your host. And today we're up here on Prince of Wales Island in southeast Alaska. Another one of those gorgeous spots in the Northwest. There's a run of steelhead in the spring on Prince of Wales Island in over 100 streams. There are other islands up here that also host runs, and this is little known steelheading. But with the steelheading the way it is down in the lower 48, this is a spot that I'm sure is going to become popular. I've got my sidekick Les Johnson along, and Sid Cook is back there and on the river already. He's our host from the Boardwalk Lodge in southeast Alaska. And we're looking forward to having some really exciting fishing, not only for steelhead, but also for dolly varden trout and for cutthroat. So after the break, join me on the river, and we're going to have some great fishing.
Fly Fishing Northwest on Prime Sports is brought to you by Internet Waterway, the premier online site for boaters and fishermen. www.iwol.com.
Guys, this is a thorn.
Boy, it is beautiful.
Oh man,
wow.
This is nice.
How about that, Les, huh?
Yeah, this
It's
is
gorgeous.
Boy, this is nicer than the weather we left in Seattle.
So what kind of water are you fishing now?
Okay, this is the tail out of this slow-moving pool here. The steelhead will move up in and hold right in here in the tail out, and a little pocket right here. Also, right over there, you'll see where the little ripple meets the slow water.
Right.
They'll hold right in there.
Uh-huh.
The next best spot is to go down through this little bit of fast water, and down by the big spruce tree down there, you can see. You can actually see the rippling there where the rocks, the boulders are.
Right.
Oh,
Right below that branch?
Right below the branches
Yeah, okay.
there, yeah.
So they're holding some fairly shallow water down there.
Yeah. Actually, the rocks are fairly big. There'll be a foot and a half of water over that rock, but the little pocket
okay.
behind will be 3 foot deep at least.
Gotcha.
So you're going to lose a few flies down in that area, but it's well worth hitting.
So can we fish now?
Go for it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Mend it big. Throw a big, there you go. By the time it straightens out, it'll be fishing.
You do 30, 40 degrees downstream?
Yeah, always. Then if you make the mend, by the time the mend is pulled out of it, the tip is down there.
Okay.
And boy, you got to get moving because I'm coming in behind you. Sometimes if there's a big boulder in water like this, the fish will hold behind it even though it's running fast. But the trick here is to get the fly down real quickly. And to do that, I'll put one on it called a Comet with a little bead head on it. And that'll allow the fly to get down fast. You use a downstream cast in here, and you're fishing a fairly short line. Then when I get to the bottom, I'll go back to another standard pattern. But these These cast a little bit funny. They're a little herky-jerky to cast, and a lot of guys don't like to cast them, but sometimes they're the real answer. It's an old fly. It's been around a long time, the Comet.
Sid, what do you think? What's next?
I think we should go ahead and cross over here. We'll go down around the corner and fish the next tail out with Les. We'll hook up with him down around the corner here.
Good. Well, we'll see all of you around the next bend.
It's really a pretty deep hole down here. Nice tail out, lots of fish in it.
It's like another great spot. It's in a river of great spots. Boy, it's another great looking hole.
Yeah, this is where Gravelly Creek dumps into the Thorn right here. That's where we're going to be meeting Les down here.
He's probably already into one.
He likes this one. He's caught fish out of this before.
Is that right? He knows the spots.
Yep.
Les, you using one of those shooting heads?
No, this is just a 10-foot sink tip, but I have one in my bag that I'll probably
you?
put on. Yeah.
Because I find right back here, I mean, my range stops because of the back cast, and
Right.
there's a limit to how much I can shoot.
Yeah. You're using a shooting.
Use
Yeah,
the
I've got a
shooting head
30-foot
system?
shooting head here, yeah. I've spliced in some a 9-weight line type 4 high speed, high D line into 10-weight floating. And splice that into my 20-pound running line. And then it works out great. You only have to have about 30 foot of back casting room, and you can shoot it 75 feet over there.
Yeah, because that's a great example. That's what I'm running into. I'm in the willows. As soon as I try to get that extra 5 or 10 feet to the far bank, just not getting there.
Yeah, this works good on the Thorn. A lot of our best fishing holes have brush up against them here. So
I say it's probably good for the wind too. I mean, that's like a good shooting head system. Guys use it in salt water a lot, you know, in the wind and shooting heavy flies.
Well,
Generally speaking, what, 6, 7, 8 weight rods? What do you guys use?
7 and 8. I like the Sage RPL. Works great. It's got the backbone we need to bring in some fish. We do get some 20-pounders in here.
Do you really? Well, that's
Yep,
a big
yep,
steelhead.
Yeah. Most of our fish will average 12, but we do get some. We do get some over 20. I've got one there at the lodge I've mounted from last year, or actually a replica mount. It was 21.5 pounds. I've lost 2 this year that were bigger.
Really?
They were nice fish.
Now, are the fall fish, the winter fish, any bigger than the spring run, or are they pretty much the same?
I believe that the winter fish is a little bigger. Both, all 3 big fish I've had on were dark, and yet I'm hooking them November, December.
But you do have 2 very specific runs, a run in late fall, like we'd think about down in Washington and Oregon and so on, and then you're getting the spring run that we're fishing now.
Yeah, we do. There seems to be 2 separate runs, although the fish trickle through all winter long. We catch fish all winter here.
Yeah, you were talking about catching fish in December and January when the
water was 32.5.
32.5 degrees. That's amazing. And the fish were fairly active, you said?
Yes, they were. It's really surprised me. Once in a while you get a real super active fish even at 33 degrees.
So maybe you guys are going to tell me what the flies really are, the working fly now, right?
We've been catching them mostly on the brighter colors. Seem to work great. Les and Dan introduced me to some purple flies a couple years back, and since then we've produced a lot of fish with them. So bright seems to work good.
While we continued to fish for the steelhead that had developed a case of lockmouth, Les moved on downstream and soon located a whole pool full of Dolly Varden.
Another dolly.
Another dolly.
Yep, they like your bug anyway.
Boy, these are good dollies, aren't they?
Pretty feisty. Look how fresh they are.
Yeah, these are right up out of the ocean. These guys are brand new. Hold still and you're out of here. That's good. I guess I should take this fly off. Oh, this one's right out of the ocean. Oh! barbless hooks.
While Les continued to catch Dolly Varden seemingly at will, the steelhead continued to be difficult. But tomorrow would be another day. Stay with us on Fly Fishing Northwest and find out whether our luck turned good or bad.
We've driven all across the island now, and you've taken us to another gorgeous piece of water. Tell me about this one.
Okay, this is Steny Creek. It's about an hour, 15-minute drive over the island from Thorn Bay, like you're saying there. We're on the east coast now of Prince of Wales Island. And Steny Creek is one of the major systems on this side. It gets a good run of steelhead. Not too heavy on the trout here. Excellent run of silvers, pinks, and chum salmon. And you can actually target the chum salmon on this system. It's an individual run that you can target.
That's a nice kind of a trouty looking pool. Tell me, where would you fish that for steelhead?
Okay, the upper run up here is where we picked up most of our steelhead, right in there, and down about halfway down the pool is a big rock, several smaller rocks behind that, and normally they're laying in behind those rocks down there.
So typical steelhead, they're hanging in behind the rocks in the lee.
Yep.
I see our friend Les is already over there.
Yeah.
I guess what we need to do now is get in there before he catches the steelhead that I know is waiting for him. There we go.
Okay. All right. We're hooked up. Whoa, look at him go. All right.
Come on, don't run at me, you turkey. You're supposed to go the other way. I'm the enemy.
Okay, now there is that one big rock down there. You want to? Oh, fresh.
Big
Did you
fish,
see him?
too.
Oh, beautiful. Nice fish. Oh, no.
Oh, that's a big guy.
Can't catch up to
He's
him.
big, he's big.
Jesus. God, what a hot fish. Holy cow. He was so far ahead of me.
That's a big fish.
Nice fish.
Yes.
He was so far ahead of me, it was ridiculous. Not even in the game. Come on, let's be acrobatic.
You aren't going to rush that guy.
Nope, I just wanted to see if I could keep him going.
Pretty fresh.
Yeah.
I should probably be happy what he's doing.
Oh, no, he's getting ready to, you know.
There he goes.
Oh. Oh. Look at him go.
God.
Is he off?
Oh, no.
No, he's here.
Okay, now you want to watch that one big rock down there. It is really sharp on the right in there.
What's he supposed to do about it?
Well, just up
Oh, keep her high,
That's
yeah.
all you can do.
Well, he's tall.
He's got his head down and he's just sulking.
Sulking up. You're only about 6 miles up from saltwater here, so they're pretty fresh.
Well, I guess he's fresh. I can't begin to keep up with him when he gets going.
Keep the tension on him. Keep that
Okay,
rod
you got
bent.
rocks. You got rocks.
Don't worry about spooking any fish now. They're all spooked.
Uh-oh, you might be under.
God, it's
You
around
clear?
something. There's a log in there. It's still on it. It's a damn.
Okay, here, let me get it. Let me get it. Let me get it. Go ahead and get your rod up.
There it is. There's a log.
I'll get it. You stay up here. I'll get it.
Got it.
Okay.
I hope that
Oh,
was
the damn
caught.
log is going downstream now.
Shoot.
Right on top of the line.
There's another big one here.
He's under it.
Oh.
He's on it and under it.
Walk over here.
Put some
Let's
side
walk over
pressure
this
on
way.
him.
Oh, you see, yeah, but it's got the points there. We got to get it down here. He's under. He's way down at the.
Oh no.
He's on. He's still on.
He's still on.
Is he,
Well, he
he
came.
might get loose.
I'm down through 2
Oh,
logs,
there's a big log down here.
and I'm right through it.
Well, he
He
came,
might come back
came around
through.
from this direction, but he's probably got wrapped.
You might be able to work him back through if you can keep low tension on him.
He's between. There are 2 logs, and he's between.
Oh,
I think he just did it.
Just got off.
He just did it. Yeah. I'm just on the damn log now.
You sure he's off?
No, I'm not sure he's off. No, he's
He's
still
there.
there. He's still
He is
there.
Still there.
Lower that rod tip. Keep it tight, but lower it way down. See if he'll come back through.
I don't think he can get through, Les.
Oh, he's
he's through. He's
through.
off. He's off.
See?
Listen to the old pro. That's what my sidekick's here for. Help the rookies.
Clean living does it.
Now we've got a good place over here to land him if he can
Yeah,
kind of turn his
that's
head.
a while yet.
Why don't you try to not bring him through the logs again, though? I
Well,
think
the
it'd be
damn
good.
log is right straight through the middle of the pool.
Yeah, well,
You want
Hey.
to cross to that side?
Well, what I'd like
keep,
to do is
keep
get him
that tip
downstream.
really bent. Keep a lot of pressure on this guy. Yeah, great.
Oh, I did manage kicking that log out of there. I finally managed to put a hole in one of
Keep
these
pressure on him.
boots.
Keep that rod bent. And
Finally managed to keep a hole in the boot,
yeah,
Les.
Got a hole in the boot. Keep
Yeah.
the rod bent.
Kicking that
A
damn
lot
log.
of tension on him.
Just don't
Keep
let him
that-
go
keep-
down over the falls or rapids if we can help it.
Yeah,
though.
get below him. Try to get below him. He isn't going to leave the pool.
Okay. Okay. That should be good there. Oh.
He'll turn around,
I
I
wouldn't
think.
go down too much further because we could actually lead him too far.
Yeah.
You might want to be back up here by this big rock.
He'll head upstream, I'll bet you.
I hope so.
Come on around. Turn around.
No,
That's
he
it.
isn't.
Nope, no. He's looking down again.
How heavy's that tippet?
He's coming around.
Okay.
He did. Those big guys don't like to go over the edge.
Man, that's a big steelhead, isn't it?
Yeah, nice fish.
He
he-
figures he's going to whip you right here.
You already screwed up my boot.
Hey, that's the price you pay for a major steelhead.
That's a damn big steelhead.
Yeah,
Hey,
nice.
this is
Tail
a-
on that guy.
No, this is not a big steelhead. This is a real big steelhead. This could be a lifetime steelhead for you, man.
Les never likes to put the pressure on anyone when they're fighting.
They always do it to me.
No, I noticed that.
Everybody does it to me.
Oh, that's a world record, but you know, stay loose.
It's a big fish. Look at the tail on that thing. Go on this way, fish.
Still think he's caught in the top of the dorsal.
Well, he might have thrown it out there, but he wasn't when he was first.
No, not in the beginning. That's why we're having so much trouble. I probably don't have his mouth open.
That's a big fish.
You're not supposed to say that. You just told me not to say that.
You guys are too much.
You know, the trouble here is you got a 7-weight rod, but you got a 9-weight fish.
That's well put. That's well put.
Yeah.
He's gonna go down.
He might come in. Keep the tension on. He might swing right in.
Hey!
Whoa!
Oh, nice fish. Oh, that's a beauty. Thank you.
He had net marks.
What a great fish.
See, I don't have a very good grip.
35 inches.
Pretty fish. Pretty fish in good shape. Hey, pal. Thanks.
Good for you. Way to go. Push him. Push him back. Is he out?
There he
There he
goes.
goes.
There he goes. Whoa, after that, we'll be right back with more fishing from Prince of Wales. Welcome back to Fly Fishing Northwest. We've had a wonderful day on the river, and we're back here at the lodge. Sid, this boardwalk, is this the namesake for the lodge? Is this how we got it?
Yeah, yes it is. My wife and I built this years ago, and here in this in Thorn Bay, at that time there was no telephones. You had communication through VHF and CB only, and so we were dubbed Boardwalk because of this bridge behind us here. And it kind of stuck, and so we adopted it to our name.
And the bridge is to keep us over the high tide. You said the tide, it sometimes is 18 vertical feet?
Yeah, 18.6 high down to 4'6" minus, 23 foot of vertical movement.
I guess you need a bridge,
Yes,
a boardwalk.
yes, yeah.
There seem to be a lot of things to do right here at the lodge. And we were down on a dock, and there were 2 eagles down there, and we saw a harbor seal, and it's in the lodge, and I noticed there's a picture of an orca. I mean, you could do things right here.
Yeah, those orcas come through each year, in fact, and also humpback whales come right in front of our dock, and yeah, there's a lot of wildlife here. We see a lot of black bear from our place here.
We flew here. I mean, how do people get to the island?
Well, we use TAC-1 Air to fly us in. They also service the community here of Thorn Bay. They got a real good record. They fly in on float planes, land on the water here. They also do a fantastic Misty Fjords fly.
They're the ones that do that.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's great. I love it. I fly over the Misty Fjords, snow-capped mountains, and it's a wonderful trip.
Can they fly the west side of the island too? I understand that's very rugged.
Yes, they can. They can, and they go over to Craig, Clowalk. They fly all over southeast Alaska here.
Now, I also understood in Ketchikan the other day, I understand that you can rent a car in Ketchikan, take a ferry to the island, and that there's a pretty good road network out here.
Yes, there is. You can rent a car, and you come in to Hollis, and from there you can drive to Craig in about 30-40 minutes, and over to Thorn Bay in about an hour and 15 minutes from Hollis.
So a fella could rent a car and come over and fish. Is there any, a place where get a room, or I mean, there aren't motels, I'm sure, but is there some place a person could stay?
Yes, in fact, there's a little place in town, Deer Creek Cottage. We have a skiff, a van is fully furnished. Also, the Forest Service has a great deal on remote cabins out in lakes. Again, TAC-1 Air will fly you into those lakes. And they provide a skiff, 14-foot skiff with oars.
Well, that'd be exciting.
Fantastic.
That'd be terrific.
Trip, yeah.
So how do you get a hold of the U.S. Forest Service in Ketchikan and try to sign up for those? Or?
Yeah, mostly in Thorn Bay. You get a hold of the Thorn Bay Ranger District, and they will set you up with the local lakes and the cabins there.
Boy, that's got to be exciting. What, do I hear something? I've been smelling something awful good the last few minutes.
There's a dinner bell.
Well,
so.
let's go have dinner while our viewers get a chance to hear some interesting words.
Okay.
Well, that's about it for this segment of Fly Fishing Northwest. We've had a great time up here at Prince of Wales Island. Good steelhead fishing, a good time with the Dolly Varden. And it's also time to say thanks. Thanks to TAC-1 Air, who brought us up here from Ketchikan, to Sid Cook and the great crew over at the Boardwalk Lodge for their hospitality, and I guess to my sidekick Les Johnson, who tied the flies and showed me where to fish. So until next time on Fly Fishing Northwest, this is Pete Van Gytenbeek, your host, wishing you tight lines.
A special thanks to all the folks at Boardwalk Lodge for their wonderful hospitality, fantastic food, and incredible fishing. If you're interested in a trip to Boardwalk, give Doug or Don or Ibbotson a call. If you're interested in a do-it-yourself stay, try the Deer Creek Cottage in Thorn Bay. For a reservation there, call Sid and Kathy Cook. For Tongass National Forest cabin reservations and information, call the Forest Service at Ketchikan. For a memorable and scenic flight of the Misty Fjords, or if you're planning on flying around the Ketchikan area of Alaska, be sure to contact Taquan Air, close to where you are and on the way to where you're going. Taquan Air.